Today we're gonna be doing the Unit 7A. So this is the book of the second edition. And we are going to start the Unit 7A. The vocabulary is about verbs that are often confused. Sometimes we confuse these words, these verbs, because they are similar to some Spanish words. Sometimes we confuse them because they are similar in spelling or because we use them in similar situations. So let's get started. First of all, we have argue. You know this word? Have you heard about it? So argue is to speak angrily to somebody. You are angry, you disagree with them, so you argue with them. For example, my sister and I are always arguing with each other about who's our parents' favorite child. So does it happen to you that sometimes you start arguing with your brothers because, oh no, I am my parents' favorite. No, yeah, I am the favorite. What are you saying? Does it happen to you? Then we have discuss. What is discuss? It is to talk about something, to have a conversation related to a topic. We have an example here. They met to discuss the possibility of working together. All right, so can you send me through the chat which would be the right word for this picture? Is it argue or discuss? Let's see. Excellent. So Matias says argue, and Nadal too, and Arami and Andres, excellent. It is argue. Great. Now let's go to the next pair of words. So remember versus remind. What's the difference? Remember is simply to have or keep something in your memory. Like for example, he still remembered her as the lively teenager he'd known years before. And remind is when you help somebody to remember. Example, remind me to phone Alan before I go out. So in this case, in this picture, does she remember something or she reminds something? Let's see in the chat. Remember. Excellent, Andres. Excellent, Aramine, Adeline. Remember. So remember and remind. Let's continue. Now we have advice versus warn. Advice is to tell somebody what you think they should do. Example, doctors advise the patient to have surgery. Okay, so you are telling them what they should do, and it's their option if they do it or not. Warn. Warn is to tell somebody that something dangerous will happen. For example, he has been warned of the danger of going to the jungle. So you are telling somebody that if they do something, it will be dangerous. So in this case, is the woman advising or warning? What do you think? Let's see the chat. Let's see, advice, right. And if you can see the verb, you write with the letter S. And advice with the letter C is the noun. All right, let's continue. We have another pair of words now. Raise versus rise. What's the difference? Raise is to make something go up. You do it to make something go up. Example, he raised a hand in greeting. You see? Also, one of the classroom rules is like, raise your hand if you have a question, right? So, raise. And rise is to go up. Example, the price of gas rose. The price of rice is rose. It is irregular. So in this picture, we can say that the sun raises or the sun rises. What's the right word in this picture? Absolutely, rise. Correct. So let's see. Yeah, Ariel, Alex, Esteban, Matthias, Nadine, yes, you were right. It is rise. Let's continue. Realize versus notice. What's the difference? So realize is to understand or become aware of a particular fact. Example, many families don't realize the importance of a well-balanced diet. So you understand something, that is realize. And notice is simply to see, to observe. Example, did you notice how Rachel kept looking at her watch? So did you see that? Did you see her reaction? So looking at the face of this kid here, we can say that he realized something about the lesson or he noticed something of the lesson. What do we say in this situation? Let's see. Yeah, realize. Guillermo, Fernando, Fer, Alex. I'm so glad, guys, that you are participating. So in a few moments, in a few seconds, you're also going to be participating with us, so no worries. Let's continue. Now we have wait versus expect. So what is the difference between wait and expect? Wait is to stay where you are until something happens. So you are there waiting. I'll wait outside until the meeting's over. And expect is to think that something will happen. Example, the company is expecting record sales this year. So by taking a look at the picture, do we wait for the couple to get married or we expect them to get married? What do you think? Let's see. Expect. Per, Fabio, Esteban, Guillermo, Nathan, and yes, you got it. Expect. Wait and expect. Now, let's continue. We have lay versus lie. What's the difference? Lay, the past is late. It's to put somebody or something in a horizontal position. So you do it. Example, she laid the baby down gently on the bed. So she had the baby and she put the baby in a horizontal position on the bed. And lie, the past is lay, is to put your body in a horizontal position. It's your own body. She lay in bed listening to music. It's not another person's body. It's your own body that you put in a horizontal position. So, according to what we have learned, this picture, in this picture, the cat is lying or the cat is laying? The cat lays around the fire or the cat lies around the fire? What do you think it is? Let's see. Correct. It is lie. Let's see who got it right. We have, yes, Fabio, Ariel, Dara, Alex, Ro. Excellent. Okay, now it's time to test what we have learned. We have learned like 6 or 7 pairs of words that are often confused. Now it's gonna be your time to test what we have learned. You have to select the correct option. Warn and advise. The pharmacist can you which is the best medicine. So any volunteers to complete this? Let's see. Who would like to talk? I want somebody to read it for us. Any volunteers? Let's see. Who wants to volunteer? You can tell me on the chat. Yeah, Matthias. Let's see, Matthias.
The pharmacist can advise you which is the best medicine to take.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Matthias, for participating. It is advice. Great. Now we have argue versus discuss. Don't you think we need to this before we make a decision? Any volunteers to complete this one? Let's see. Alexander, go ahead. Let's see. Alexander?
Hello, teacher. Yes. Okay. Don't think we need to discuss this before we make a decision?
Excellent. Thank you, Alexander. So don't you think we need to discuss before we make a decision? All right. Then we have realizes versus notices. I don't think Marcus, how important he is for me. Any volunteers? Let's see. Andres Roman, go ahead. Andres, are you there?
Okay. I don't think Marcus noticed how important he is for me.
Are you sure? I don't
Not
think
really.
Okay, let's see. It is, I don't think Marcus realizes how important he is for me. So you are thinking Marcus is really important for me, but he doesn't realize it. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we have rise versus raise. Have you heard the good news? The company is going to our salary next month. What do you think it is? Any volunteers? Let's see. I'm gonna check the chat. Any volunteers for rise versus raise? Okay, Rod or Rossi, go ahead. Rod or Rossi? Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Have you heard the good news? The company is going to raise our salary next month.
Rise? Remember, rise is to go up, but the company will do it. Remember?
So is raise in this case?
Correct, because the company will do it. If we say the salary will rise, it's a possibility, but in this case, the company will do it. So we say the company is going to raise our salary. Remember, when somebody else does it, it is raise. And when you do it yourself, when something or somebody does it itself, is rise. Okay.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Rolo, for participating.
All right.
Let's continue. Lay versus lie. The vet picked up the dog carefully to eat on the vet. Any volunteers? Okay, Nilsa Lescano, go ahead. Nilsa? Nilsa, are you there? Let's see.
It's lay, I think.
Let's see. Thank you. It is lay, correct. Now, we have here 3 series of questions. So I'll give you, how about 2 minutes to think about the correct word to complete, and then we're gonna do it together, okay? You have 2 minutes, starting now. If you have any questions, just let me know through the chat. I'll be reading. Okay, 1 minute left. And then I'm gonna ask for volunteers to answer them, okay? Okay, let's start with Pablo Benitez. Pablo, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, Pablo. So what do you think are the right words for the first pair of questions? What would you people to do if they come to your country? Is it warn or is it advise?
What would you advise people to do if they come to your country?
Excellent. And the other one?
What would you warn them to be careful about?
Great. So tell me, Pablo, what would you advise people to do if they come to our country?
To follow the rules about quarantine.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what they have to do now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would you warn them about?
To not stay outside at night so late.
Yeah, that would be
because they're going to be taken out.
Absolutely, that would be a good warning. Thank you so much, Pablo, for participating with us.
Okay.
Now, let's go to the second pair of questions. We have argue and discuss. Any volunteers? Let's see, Denise. Denise, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Argue versus discuss.
I think when you and your siblings need to make a decision, do you discuss, I think? Or do you argue furiously?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Denise. Now, it's time for you to answer it. When you and your siblings, when you and your brothers and sisters need to make a decision, do you discuss or do you argue?
We discuss, I think.
You discuss. So it's like just to have a conversation, no problems.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Denise, for participating with us today. I'm so glad
You're welcome.
You guys are participating a lot. Now we have the last series of questions. Remember versus remind. Yeah. Everything that we are explaining is in the book. We are doing 7A. It's in the book on page 64. I'm sorry, 67. I'm gonna write it on the chat. It's page 67, okay? Any volunteers for the last one? Let's see, Serrana Caballero? Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Serrana.
Okay. Can you remember your friend's birthday, or you need someone to remind you?
Let's see. Remember and remind. So, excellent. Thank you. Can you answer it? Can you remember your friends' birthdays, or do you need someone to remind?
I really need someone else because I'm really absent-minded, so no, I can't.
Like, for example, Facebook? Do you use Facebook to remind your friend's birthday?
No, I mean like my friends to let me know when is their birthday.
Oh, they have to tell you. Great.
Yes.
All right, so if it is my birthday, I'm gonna say, Serrana, today is my birthday.
Yes.
Like all right. Thank you so much, Serrana, for participating with us.
Thank you.
All right, guys, excellent. Let's go to the next part of our class, which is the grammar part. We finished with the vocabulary. for further practice, you can go to your book on page 67. It is page 67 of your books. Very often confused. All right, are you ready for the grammar part? Let's go to it. Today we're going to learn about past models. Let's see. Past models of speculation. It says, can you make deductions about this photo? What can we say about this picture, about this guy? We can say that he must be a chef by looking at what he is wearing, right? Excellent. He must be a chef, Gustavo. All right. Okay, I can see now that there are some that have the first edition of the book. I'm gonna be telling you which pages you need to complete in that edition too. So no worries. At the end of the class, I'm gonna be sending you the pages of the first edition and second edition. So no worries about that. So he must be a chef by taking a look at what he's wearing, or he can be an actor too, right? Maybe we don't know 100% that he is a chef. So he can be an actor wearing a chef's clothes. So he can't be a policeman, right? And we are very sure we think it's impossible, 99%. And he may, might, or could be famous. We think it's a possibility, there is a chance, and it's 50% sure, right? So this is how we speculate in the present, right? Now, how about past deductions? By looking at the picture here, what we can say about this guy? We can say that he lost his key, right?
We can
yeah,
say that he got his key and in his, well, somewhere else, and he forgot where it was.
Absolutely, we can say that. But what happened to the key then? We can say that he must have left his key at home, right? Or we can say that his dog couldn't have eaten it, right? Since dogs don't really like keys, I guess, right? So we are very sure it is impossible. And he may have dropped it, he might have dropped it, or he could have dropped it on the street. We think there is a chance, there is a possibility, so 50% sure. So past models of deduction. We can also make deductions about the past. Look at the picture. Here we have an incident. So somebody broke into this house, right? So it says, how did you think the burglar get into the house? He must have climbed through the window, is a chance, right? So to make guesses about the past, we use this structure. This is a mini formula. So modal verb plus have plus past participle. Which ones could be the modal verbs that we can use to speculate about the past? Here we have, he must have climbed through the window. We use must have when we are very sure. We are 90% sure. We're not 100% sure because if we know exactly, we would say he climbed through the window. But in this case, we are 99% that that happened. So he couldn't have come through the door. We are very sure that that is impossible. So 99% sure that that is impossible. And finally, we have he may or might or could have escaped through the window. We think it is possible, 50%. All right? Excellent. We also have should have among the past models, right? Should have plus the past participle. Here we have a student having a really hard time in exam. We can say that he should have paid more attention to his classes, right? He shouldn't have wasted his time chatting in class, right? So maybe during class, he was just using his cell phone. Now, this is the consequence, right? Let's see. So we use should plus have plus past participle, or shouldn't plus have plus past participle to say that somebody didn't do the right thing. More examples. He should have listened to the teacher. We should have left a tip for our waiter. Maybe we really enjoyed nice food in a restaurant and the waiter was really cool and we should have left it, but we didn't. It was a secret. You shouldn't have told anyone about it. So somebody told the secret of a friend. That was not good, right? So that was not the right thing to do. Should have. Good. So what we have studied so far is that we use must have when we are almost 100% sure that something is true. Almost, not 100% sure. May or may not have, might or might not have, and could have when we are not sure if it was true, like 50%, and must not have or couldn't have when we are 100% sure that it is impossible. And finally, we use should have for past recommendation to tell that someone didn't do the right thing. All right, good. Now let's check what we have learned. It says, let's make deductions. So we have must have, may, might, could have, couldn't have, and should have. And we have here 4 different sentences. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to think about which are the right options, and then I'm gonna ask for volunteers to read, okay? 1 minute. If you have any questions, just let me know, please, through the chat, and I'll be reading you guys. Let's see, you have 1 minute to complete with the right past modal. Excellent. So any volunteers to start with the first one? Let's see, let me know if you want to volunteer through the chat.
Can I start with the first one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. John couldn't have gone on vacation. I saw him this morning downtown.
Excellent. Thank you so much for participating. It is couldn't have. Great. Second one, any volunteers? Let's see. Nobody knows exactly why she was crying. However, we think she broken up with her boyfriend. So there is a chance, there is a possibility, but we're not sure. What do we use then? Any volunteers?
Someone's asking in the chat to be the volunteer.
Okay. Let's see, Gustavo, go ahead. Gustavo Torres.
Yes. Nobody knows exactly why she was crying. However, we think she may broken up with her boyfriend.
Yeah, she may have broken, she could have broken, or she might have broken. Remember that we use the 3 of them too for 50% sure, when we are 50% sure, right? Excellent. Thank you so much, Gustavo. Now, the big grammar test is today. I'm in trouble. What happened? I studied last night, but I didn't. So someone didn't do the right thing. Rather, Rusty?
So the big grammar test is today. I am in trouble. I should have studied last night, but I didn't.
Should have studied. Excellent. Thank you so much, Rollo. And the last one, we have a mini conversation. Wow, Sally has never missed a day off work before. Well, she was coughing yesterday, right? And she didn't look good. So what happened? Let's see. Micaela? Micaela Osuna, are you there? Okay, Matias Cardoso.
Hi, that's me. So, whoa, Sally has never missed a day of work before. Well, she was coughing yesterday and she didn't look good. She must have gotten sick.
She must have gotten things. Excellent. Thank you so much, Matthias, for participating. Great. Let's continue now. Let's see. And then you also have a mini grammar section in this unit, which is about would rather. So would you rather eat vegetables or fruit? Personally, I'd rather eat fruit. How about you guys? Let's see. Then you can let me know through the chat. Then,
well, as long as it's good, I don't mind.
All right. Would you rather read a book or watch TV? I'd rather read a book than watch TV. Would you rather live in the city or in the countryside? I want to listen to someone in this one. Let's see.
Okay, this one is actually kind of hard.
Okay. Tell me your opinion. What would you rather do? Personally, I'd rather live in the countryside. Like, I like calm and quiet places, so countryside.
I mean, the city's too
Yeah.
chaotic.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes there's just too many things going on, but at the same time, living in the countryside for too long, well, relaxing can also be boring. It's
Yeah,
I don't know. Mixed
absolutely.
bag.
It also has its disadvantages in a way, right? And yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, so would rather. We use would rather plus base form to mean would prefer, right? So would rather plus base form indicates would prefer. So you have two options. You prefer one of them, right? We have also another situation in which we use would rather. Here we have this couple, and they seem to have argued, right? And she says, I'd rather he didn't talk to me anymore. She's really mad, right? And he thinks, I'd rather she told me what the problem is without getting mad at me, right? So what do we notice here, right? We have another use of would rather. How? We can use would rather plus subject plus simple past to talk about what you would prefer another person to do. So you are talking about somebody else and you would like them to do something. So that is the structure. Would rather plus subject plus simple past. Excellent. So it's time to check what we have learned. So I'm gonna give you first 1 minute to complete the first exercise. The first exercise says, let's complete the sentences. Use would rather plus not do, have, and not see. So 1 minute to complete the 3 of them, and then I'm gonna ask for volunteers again, okay? Let's see. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Any volunteers? I have a typing error. It should be my ex-girlfriend. So I have a typing error there. Sorry about that. Let's see. Any volunteers?
That's sad. Anyway, I'm gonna read it. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
going to the party. Oops.
I'm not going to the party.
I'm not going to the party. I would rather not see my ex-girlfriend.
Excellent. I would rather not see, or we can use the contraction, I'd rather not see. Thank you so much. Any volunteers for the second one? Let's see. Any volunteers? Most students, their homework, but they have to do it. Guillermo, would you like to join us? Okay. Any other volunteer?
Okay, I don't want to speak again. I already did it like 3 times. Should I do it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, most students would rather not do their homework, but they have to do it. Or most students, okay, never mind. The construction, I think, doesn't apply here.
Yeah, would rather not do. Excellent. Thank you so much. And finally, where is a question? You lunch at home or at restaurant?
May I read again, if
Sure.
you don't mind?
Go ahead, Matthias.
Okay. Where would you rather to lunch today? Sorry.
Where would you rather have lunch today? Excellent. Thank you so much, Matthias.
Thanks. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. Now we have another exercise, which is about the second use of would rather. Would rather plus a subject plus simple past. So we have to make the transformation of these sentences using this pattern. And we have, I'd prefer you to come another time. And Leah would prefer her husband not to smoke. So how do we express that using would rather plus subject plus simple past? I'll give you 1 minute to think first, and then I'm going to ask for volunteers, okay? Okay. Any brave student who would like to volunteer to complete the first question or the first sentence? It says, I'd prefer you to come another time. How can we make that using, Rola Rossi, go ahead.
So, can I say, I would rather you came another time?
Absolutely, that's the right answer. I'd rather you came
Yes!
another time. Thank you so much,
Yes!
Rolo. Excellent.
Congratulations. You did an answer, I think.
Then the next one, Leah would prefer her husband not to smoke. How would it be? Let's see, any volunteer?
Okay, it's me again. Yay.
Mario, go ahead.
Leah would rather hear. What was I gonna say? Damn it.
Yeah, would rather plus subject plus simple past. So Leah
would rather her husband not smoke. Okay, it is actually tough. Leah would rather her husband didn't smoke.
Perfect. There you go. Leah would rather her husband didn't smoke. Thank you so much. All right. Now we are going to the last part of this unit, which is communicative functions. We are going to apply everything what we've learned into conversation. Okay? So here we have an example. I'm going to give you a situation, and I want you to start making some speculations about it using the past models that we have just learned. Okay? So it says it's 8 a.m. There is a police car in front of the school building. The police are not letting anyone in. what might have happened? We have this situation here, right? I'm going to give you some examples. The school might have been robbed. There couldn't have been a fire because there is no smoke in the picture, right? And their students must have evacuated since it looks empty, right? Good. This is what we're gonna do. This was the example. I'm gonna give you more situations now, and I want you to volunteer to make some speculation about what could have happened, what might have happened, right? So here we have, look at the picture. A child aged 4 is lying. We just learned what that was in today's class. Is lying on the floor and at the supermarket and crying. So what might have happened? Any volunteers?
I don't like where this is going.
Why?
Okay. The child might have, okay, he's holding on to that thing, so my best guess is, okay, I don't have any guesses.
All right, you can try. So the child might have, the man couldn't have been, they must have.
The man was irresponsible or something like that. That's what I'm assuming from that picture, right? Irresponsible in some way because he's just calling.
So can we say that he was his father? That we could say that that man couldn't have been his father, right? For the way he is treating him, right? Probably. Mm-hmm.
It actually could be. You don't know.
Yeah.
The only indication of that is that they both have red shirts.
Yeah, absolutely. But the point here is to make some speculation. So it's a chance. There is a chance. There is a possibility, right? Let's see.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other volunteer? Let's see. Okay. Let's go to another situation then. We have here another picture. So it says, it's the middle of summer. On the beach, you see a man dressed in a hoodie, boots, and his face covered. So what might have happened here? I want to listen to your opinion. Any volunteers?
He's probably under the effects of drugs. Yeah.
Remember, the objective is to use might have, could have, couldn't have, must have. Any brave student?
He must be under the effects of a drug, something like that.
Well, we are speculating in the present, but we are looking for speculation in the past. Remember past modals? So he must have, he could
or he
have.
might be selling drugs.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Everything's about drugs.
Andres Roman raised the hand. So let's see, Andres.
What we were talking about the kid, right? Or
now we have this situation now about this man here on the beach, dressed in a hoodie, boots, and his face covered. What do you think might have happened?
I think he might be hiding from someone.
Absolutely, yes. He might have been hiding from someone. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Andres. Great. So now I have another activity for you. Now you are all going to be detectives. I'm going to give you some clues of a case, and you have to speculate about the possibilities. What could have happened? What might have happened? What couldn't have happened? Okay, I want to listen to what you think. Let's get started. It is 9 a.m. You enter to your boss's Anna Brown's office. You see her blood on the floor. She is dead. Uh-oh. We are in a crime scene now. You are the detective. You look around the office, terrified. Suddenly, you notice a cigarette butt on the floor. What's your deduction? What's your deduction here? What might have happened? Let's see.
That she was smoking, or the murderer must have been smoking while she was while they were dealing close to the victim or something.
Okay. Any other point of view? You can also write. If you don't want to talk, you can also write. I'm gonna be reading your answers.
The cigarette must not be from the murderer, because I think it's just too stupid to drop a cigarette because it has your DNA and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, great point of view. It must not have been from the murderer. Okay.
I'm gonna
Girl.
try.
Alex says she must have been murdered by a dumb smoker. I don't think so. Let's see. All right. You look around the office. Suddenly you see a smashed mobile on the desk. So a smashed mobile. What could have happened there? Any deductions we can make here? She might have tried to fight back, says Alex. Or the murderer must have dropped his phone, says Fernando. Yeah. All right.
Okay, if the phone is that broken, it's related to the murder. There is
Okay.
no.
So it must have been a murder. Okay, thank you, Mario. Great.
Really, it's related to it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mario. Uh-oh, we have another clue now. You look around the office. Suddenly, you see a torn photograph under the desk. Right. And look at the photograph. You have in your screen the photograph. So it's a man and a woman. And remember, Anna Brown is the one who is dead. So probably it's her picture, right? So what do you think? What's your deduction?
This got deep real fast. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, the murderer had ties to her family too.
Okay, good. So I see here that Fernando says it must have been the ex. And then the killer must have been an ex, yes, says Alex. And Fer says she might have a couples problem. She might have had, yeah, probably. Excellent. Next clue. You look around the office. Suddenly, you see a plane ticket to Bali with today's date. Bali is a beautiful island to go on vacation. So you see an airplane ticket. So what do you think? What is your deduction?
Yikes!
Rhoda says she might have been killed by her husband. Okay. Honeymoon, says Arami. Okay, it could have been a ticket to go on honeymoon. Okay. So?
Okay.
yeah,
She
Marty.
probably knew that she was in danger, and so she tried to leave, or at the very least, in vacation. She tried to have a vacation. Stay safe.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you, Mario. Ready for another clue? Remember, you are the detective. You have to know what happened to Anna. You look around the office, suddenly you see an empty wallet under the window. What's your deduction? So, remember, they are all clues of the murder.
That the murderer might have took the money.
Oh, okay. The murderer must have taken the money. Yeah.
It could have been a robbery that went wrong, but I think it's too hard to believe that. Because
Okay.
why why she and not another person? I don't know.
All right. Great. Thank you, Matthias. Good point of view.
Matthias, are you okay? I hear sirens. Are you sure you are not being?
Okay. Let's continue. You look around the office, suddenly you see an empty bottle of wine in the trash can. All right, another clue. A bottle of wine. So remember that if you don't want to speak, you can also write your answer on the chat, okay? So they must have been drunk. Yeah, there is a chance, probably. It says, Pablo Benitez says that they could have been drunk. So many clues that we are discovering from this murder case. Let's go to another one. Do you know so far who killed Anna Brown? Any brave student who would like to share his or her opinion?
The killer did. Okay.
Thank you, Matthias. Thank you, Matthias, for that information. But how? Tell us how.
Must have been a heavy drinker or smoked a lot and wanted to rob and had ties to her family. This got deep real fast. I am a detective.
Okay.
And because of the torn photo, we can assume that it was her couple.
Okay.
And the fact that she didn't wait.
All right, thank you.
Well,
yeah,
I think it's
Serrana?
someone that she knows, and you know, like the wallet is empty. I think it's he just tried to cover the motor with a rope.
Okay.
They were talking, and the things go wrong, and she died suddenly.
Okay. Yeah, and when thank you so much, Serrana, for participating. From what I've been reading, you all think that it was something related to a boyfriend or to a husband, right? That the killer must have been something close to her. Are you ready to know who the killer is, or what really happened to Anna Brown? Let's see.
Please, no. Put him on trial. Put him on trial or something.
Here we go. Now you will know what happened to Anna. So, Anna argued furiously with her boyfriend about their upcoming holiday in Bali the evening before. She went to her office where she drank and smoked heavily. She was extremely upset, so she destroyed the photograph of her and her boyfriend that she used to keep on her desk. At some point, she tried to call him, but she was too drunk to dial, dropped her phone, and it smashed into pieces. She wanted to call a taxi to go back home when she discovered she didn't have any money in her wallet. She decided to look for some spare change in her desk when she slipped, fell, and hit her head on the edge of her desk. Unfortunately, the blow to the head killed her instantly. So that's what really happened. So unfortunately, there wasn't any mysterious killer. It was, and she did it herself. It was an accident, right? So guys, that was today's class. So that being said, I'm gonna write to you the pages that you can complete in your book. If you have the first edition, which is the old one, I'm gonna tell you that you can complete pages, that would be unit 4B if you have the first edition, pages 59, 56, and also 138 for grammar. And if you have the second edition, You can complete in your books pages 64, 67, and 144. Thank you so much for participating in today's e-class, and I hope to see you again next Saturday.
I almost didn't come to this class, but okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys. Thanks for everything.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't die.
Bye, teacher.
Bye. Thank you for being with us today.
Now we can go bunkers before